You'd think after serving 30 years as a state prosecutor and 8 as the attorney general, I'd be done with people trying to test my patience. But apparently, retirement on my peaceful ranch wasn't enough to protect me from my meddling HOA and their power-hungry president, Brenda. My ranch sits on the edge of a small, supposedly exclusive HOA neighborhood that's been expanding like a weed over the past decade. The road to my house crosses a sliver of land they claim as community maintained. I've always kept to myself, paid my fair share for road upkeep, no problems. But when Brenda got elected president, she decided my old cattle gate was an eyesore, and my ranch traffic disturbed the community atmosphere. It started with letters, fines for supposed code violations that didn't exist. Then came threats about unauthorized vehicles. Finally, last month, she tried to tell me I needed HOA approval to store farm equipment in my own barn. I ignored her. That's when things got dirty. One Saturday morning, I was stacking hay bales when a dusty Crown Vic rolled up my driveway. 2 guys stepped out, wearing black tactical vests that read "Security Police" in cheap lettering. No badges, no cruiser lights, just dollar store intimidation. They barked at me to step away from the equipment and claimed they were executing an arrest warrant for trespassing. I nearly laughed until I saw they actually had plastic handcuffs dangling from their belts. I asked to see their IDs and the warrant. They handed me a flimsy paper that looked like it had been printed at Brenda's kitchen table. It cited violation of HOA jurisdiction and threatened me with jail time if I did not comply. I played along just enough to keep them talking. Meanwhile, I casually reached for my phone and hit speed dial for the local sheriff, who just so happened to be an old friend and former deputy I'd hired back in my AG days. 5 minutes later, while the officers were still lecturing me about citizen detention, 3 real patrol cars pulled up my drive, sirens blazing. Turns out, Brenda had hired a pair of underpaid security guards to pose as community enforcement officers. They had no authority, no training, and definitely no right to step foot on my ranch and try to detain me. When my friend the sheriff found fake badges in their truck, the look on Brenda's face when she came barreling up behind them was worth every headache she'd given me for months. Brenda tried to claim it was all a misunderstanding, but the sheriff disagreed. Impersonating law enforcement is a felony in our state, and she'd signed the payment paperwork herself. Long story short, the fake cops got hauled off in the same plastic cuffs they'd planned for me, and Brenda got to spend a few hours downtown explaining herself to real prosecutors, many of whom owe me more than a few favors. After that, the HOA board practically staged a coup to remove her as president. A few neighbors even showed up at my gate with pies and handshakes, apologizing for letting things get so out of hand. Me? I'm back to stacking hay and tending cattle, and I had a new gate installed with cameras and a big sign that reads, "Private property, retired attorney general lives here, trespass at your own risk." Turns out, some people forget that when you spend your life upholding the law, you know exactly how to bury someone who tries to break it.